Thanks for tuning into the BoshNRoll channel. Liking and subscribing the channel is free and easy, and it helps me out a lot. If you want to go a little farther with your support, I have Patreon and YouTube membership available, which includes access to the BoshNRoll Discord server, early access to things I'm working on, sideboard plans, cards I'm buying. You could have me play your deck on the channel, and the highest tiers come with individual coaching sessions. If you use the YouTube membership option, you get sweet, unique YouTube badges and emotes for the channel. If you want to play what I'm playing, you can use the code BoshNRoll to support my channel while you shop for cards at tcgplayer.com. And if you're playing on Magic Online, a cardhoarder.com loan account can let you play any deck anytime. If you want to wear your support, there is BoshNRoll merch available. All of these links are in the video description below. Thank you so much for watching. Now let's go play some Magic. Welcome back to another BoshNRoll video. Today, at the request of Patreon subscriber Heinz, I am playing an insane legacy deck. This is Painter Not Depths. This looks like a pile of cards, and you wouldn't believe it, but this did 5-0 a league. This is from a trophy league dump, so somebody won 5 matches in a row with this. There's some legitimacy to it. Let's check it out. The first thing you see as you look at the top corner of this deck list is Dark Depths and Thespian Stage. That is the classic combo. Copy Depths with Stage, sacrifice Depths to the Legend rule, then you're left with a Dark Depths with no counters on it, and you get a 20/20 Merit Lage. And that can win the game pretty quickly, as we've found out through the history of Legacy. Then we got a bunch of red sources. This is a mono red deck. Grindstone and Painter come up next. Painter turns everything the same color. Grindstone mills the player for 2, and if those cards share a color, you repeat the process. So this is a 2-card combo that mills their entire deck. Phyrexian Dreadnought, traditionally seen alongside Stifle or Dress Down, but those are blue cards and we don't have any of those. So what are we doing with this? The answer is Scroll of Fate. 3-mana artifact, tap, manifest a card from your hand. A manifested card is a face-down 2/2. If it's a creature, it can be turned face-up for its mana cost at any time. Phyrexian Dreadnought costs 1, so you tap, manifest, pay 1 at any point, surprise, 12/12 trample out of nowhere. Also, Kazul's Fury is in the deck, which is the modal double-face card, tapped red source / fling. So for 4 mana, you can play Phyrexian Dreadnought, then in response to its sacrifice trigger, you can fling 12 damage at your opponent's dome. You can also fling Merit Lage for the full 20, so there's another layer here. There are 4 Magus of the Moon in this deck, so we're also a Moon Prison deck. And there's another synergy here with Dark Depths. Mountains do not enter the battlefield with 10 ice counters on them. So if you have Magus of the Moon in play, and then you play Dark Depths, it is a mountain, a legendary snow mountain with no counters on it, and at any point, if your Magus of the Moon dies, there's suddenly a Dark Depths in play with no ice counters on it, and you go to 20/20. So that's kind of a damned if you do, damned if you don't, go ahead, kill my Magus of the Moon, I dare you, sort of pinch that the deck can put the opponent in. And rounding out the squad here, we have the full 8 Goblin Welder package, 4 Goblin Welder, 4 Goblin Engineer. These can move artifacts in and out of play with ease. You can play Phyrexian Dreadnought in response to its trigger, weld it, or engineer it into a different thing. So it's sort of getting backdoor value out of a Dreadnought that you might not necessarily be able to use. Goblin Engineer can tutor artifacts from your deck directly into the graveyard, so the Painter or the Grindstone, whichever one you need, and then you can weld it into play. Ensnaring Bridge, Soul Guide Lantern are bullets for specific matchups, and this spicy card that I had to read. I don't know if I've ever seen this card before. Ruin Grinder, 6 mana 7/4 Menace. When it dies, each player may discard their hand and draw 7, and it has Mountain Cycling for 2. So you draw this thing early, you cycle it into a mountain, and then you weld it into play later. And with Welder shenanigans going on, you could draw 14 card. You could draw 14 cards in a turn cycle. Should be able to figure out one of your combos from there, I hope. This deck has a lot of moving parts, and they all layer on top of each other pretty cool. Oh, the Pyroblast I didn't mention. Legacy is very blue right now in general. Killing Murktide Regent's pretty important. Killing Jace is important. Uro, like there's a bunch of important blue cards. Plus, Painter Servant painting everything blue turns this into a 1-mana counterspell / vindicate split card. You could start blowing up lands, you could kill endurance or counter endurance after you grind them out. There's a lot to like about Pyroblast when every single thing is blue. Sideboard's full of stuff you might expect in a mono-red artifact deck. We got some Fairy Macabres for the graveyard, another Ensnaring Bridge, Trinisphere, and Thorn of Amethyst for those spell-based combo matchups. Dead Gone can remove small creatures or big creatures, either way. And that's the deck. Like I said, a lot of moving parts. Let's see if we can get them all moving in the right direction. I'm on the draw in round 1 with a hand that's a little slow, but I think I'm going to roll with. I'm going to keep this. I do have Magus and Dark Depths. That is a combo, as we determined. It just depends on how quickly my opponent's going to kill me. Oh god, Basic Mountain. Mox Opal. We're playing a mirror in round 1. Not actually a mirror because they're not doing Dark Depth shit, I promise. But this is definitely a painter mirror. Awkward. Alright, I'm going to play Kazul Glyphs tapped. Goblin Welder gets crazy in mirror matches because it doesn't specify your graveyard. It's just choose target artifact a player controls and an artifact in that player's graveyard and then switch them. That makes this great Furnace kind of a liability in my hand. If another artifact ever ends up in my graveyard, I could be in trouble. Well, here they come. My opponent did nothing on their turn, which is really weird. Why would you keep a... Do you think Mox Opal tapped for mana all the time? Like, I'm not sure why you would keep that hand. Soul Guide Lantern. Okay. That can tap to draw a card, and then they can weld... Or no, you need a mana to do that. Okay. But they do have a machine gun there that they can weld into different stuff. And playing Painter seems like a mistake because they can almost certainly... They're going to have Grindstone in their deck too, and I don't want to turn on Pyroblast. I could play Painter and just name like some random color just to get something on the board here. Okay, I'm going to do that. I'm going to play Painter. I'm going to make everything black. And now I have the position of play Dark Depths in case I draw Stage, or hold back Dark Depths in case I hit my moon at some point. I'm going to play the Depths. I'm going to attack with one of my Welders. Don't think I'm going to need both. At least not this turn. Uh-oh, they found an Ancient Tomb. What does that do? Am I getting suddenly grinded? Snaring Bridge, okay. I also have one of those. Bolting my Painter. Okay, that's a little awkward. Now there's a artifact in my graveyard they can start switching around. Like, they could Stone Rain me right now, but I could just flip them back. So I guess not because of Soul Guide Lantern. I don't know. This is starting to get weird. I think I want my Moon Magus in play. Regrettable that I drew that third land right before, or right after I played Dark Depths. But whatever, here we are. I'm going to keep attacking with the Welder. If we're going to have a weird game, let's get weird. Their Opal is on, though I did just deny them a mana with the Depths. It's kind of a relief that they killed my Painter. Okay, they're Goblin Engineering. This could get bad. They have the Welder in play already. They can just do whatever they want right now. Engineer only gets back things that cost 3 or less. This gets back anything. Okay, so they put Grindstone into play. Or into the graveyard. Weird. Okay. Oh, they can weld my Painter. Yeah, that's what their plan is. Okay, I'm going to leave up my Welders forever. I'm going to have to move shit around pretty aggressively here. Does Soul Guide Lantern beat me here? I don't think so because I have 2 Welders. Or, okay, so they weld... No, because they'd have to put my Painter into play and then also their Grindstone into play, and that uses both of their Welders for the turn. Their Soul Guide Lantern is definitely making this game weird, though. Third Welder. I think we just fell behind on the welding race. Though they are basically dead to Kazul's Fury. I don't think they're ever going to block this Magus of the Moon. And I do have one more Fling in my deck. In with Magus again. Do another Magus. Yeah, they're dead to the other Kazul's Fury now. So I have a 1 out of 47 chance to just win the game on the spot. Okay, so they are welding my Great Furnace into Painter. I'm going to paint everything white. And then we're going to start getting weird. I don't think I win this exchange. They have 3 Welders and Soul Guide Lantern to my 2 Welders. So they sacked their Ensnaring Bridge for Grindstone. That comes into play. Now what? How do I outmaneuver this situation? If they activate Grindstone on their turn, and I weld Painter into Furnace in response, then they weld Furnace back into Painter in response, and then I do it again, then they do it again, then I lose. I could hope they mess up right now. I could weld their Soul Guide Lantern into something else. That doesn't matter, though. Yeah, they just have Welder superiority. I'm going to turn Painter into Great Furnace right now. If they Soul Guide Lantern in response, I can respond again, and then they exile my Painter. And then I'm in good shape. Okay, they didn't fall for it. Yeah, I don't think I'm winning this one. Is there a thing in my deck that makes it so I don't deck right away? Ruin Grinder. Ooh, could I kill them in response? I don't think so, right? Could I force a draw in response? Maybe. Okay. So, paint everything white. They grind me. Oh no, they still have the Soul Guide Lantern. Fuck. Alright, never mind. Now I definitely lose. Alright, turn Painter into Great Furnace in response. Yeah, that Soul Guide Lantern is going to beat me. Oh, okay. Nope, they got a little impatient with it. Okay. They mill my deck, and then I can weld Painter into Grindstone, Grindstone into Painter. No, I'm an artifact short. Shit. Okay. Yeah, if any of my other permanents were artifacts, I think I'd be okay here. But they're not. So weld Painter into Grindstone. I can at least see their deck. Grind you. Holding priority. What the fuck? I was holding priority and it didn't go. Alright, whatever. Whoops. I showed them my whole deck for no reason. Moto didn't hold priority. They were still going to win because I had to take a draw step there, but bummer. I want Dead Gone for sure. A Braid for sure. Probably, yeah, Fiery Confluence. This destroys artifacts. Hell yeah. Lightning Bolt. And Pyrokinesis is a maybe. Put that in the maybe pile. Things I do not want include Ensnaring Bridge. And I don't think I want the Pyroblast. I'm just not going to paint things blue. And I'm going to hope that they don't either. The Dreadnought's a little exciting here, because that is an angle that my deck has that theirs doesn't. I don't think I want to Ruin Grinder this matchup. And do I want Pyrokinesis? Yeah. Welder superiority matters a lot. Maybe I don't need all these Magi of the Moon. Though I think Moon Magus and might be better than Scroll of Fate. This is a card I can tutor for and weld into if I want one. There's a lot of times that I don't. And Magus of the Moon is part of the Dark Depths combo that's built into the deck. Okay, I'm going to try this. And Fairy Macabre has some interesting applications as well, like being able to mess with their welders. But I don't think it's good enough. Like, it's a deck space issue more than a is the card good issue. I have a Grindstone and a Pyrokinesis. I'm going to keep this. I think the game is going to be long and weird regardless, so having a hand with removal and some stuff going on doesn't seem too bad. I'm going to play my Grindstone out there. Just stake the claim of you don't get to play Painter, because if you do, you die. Lotus Petal. Maybe they'll just turn one Painter. Alright. Goblin Welder is not Painter. I could abrade the Welder, or I could just wait a turn. I don't think I'm in a rush. Abrade is an instant. Like, if they play the other Goblin, I can abrade in response. Uh-oh, 4 mana, what the hell is this? If they just have, like, Chandra or some shit on the juke, I'm in trouble. Oh, yikes. Yeah, that one's real bad for me. Wow. Shit. Yeah, my deck doesn't have that card in it. Theirs does. That one is a big old trump card in the mirror. I think I want to... I think I have to Pyrokinesis this creature. There's a braid. Oh, interesting. Well, Karn's still in play, so that's not as interesting as I would hope. I'm going to exile my Spirit Guide to deal 4 to the Goblin Welder. I just think that floating mana to destroy whatever Karn produces is going to be a better use of my resources here. How do I beat this Karn? I don't even know if I can. Like, red blasting it after painting it blue would be my best out, but I cut that from the deck. Kazul's Fury can fling something at it. Yeah, it sucks I have the whole combo. It's like in line here. Karn wished for a liquid metal coating. I expected as much, which is why I held the Abrade back. Engineer, shit. Okay, we're in all sorts of trouble now. Ensnaring Bridge in the graveyard. I'm gonna Abrade liquid metal coating. Alright, we've lost. Like, I can't activate this Grindstone because of Karn, and they're gonna get advantage with Urza Saga. They're definitely a more focused version of our deck. Like, we're trying to do cool stuff on the fringes. They're just trying to do the same thing extremely well. And they're definitely better built for this mirror match. Weird start to the league. Here comes the next one. I'm on the draw again for round 2. I'm going to keep this hand. It's got lands and spells in it. Got a little bit of everything here. We got the hard part of the Dark Depths. Got half the Grindstone combo, half of the Dreadnought. Looks like we're playing against Delver. The fun police are here. I'm recording this during Eternal Weekend week. Like, the God accounts are live. The 3 days of Eternal Weekend are like 4 days out right now. And everyone's in tryhard mode. I recorded a league yesterday and played against Is It Delver 3 times, which normally you see it 0 or 1 time in a league. So that was pretty rough. They are the prismatic ending version, it seems, where my Grindstone is going to be out of here immediately. And their Dragon's Rage Channelers are delirious on turn 2. I don't think we're going to win this one. Yeah, the third 3-drop, not really what I'm looking for here. Or fifth 3-drop? Wow. 5 3-drops in my hand. Okay. Not going well here, safe to say. My deck has 1 Lightning Bolt in the main deck. I guess Ensnaring Bridge could show up, but even that is like a long way away from stopping these things, and I'm on a 3-turn clock. I go to 11, get a draw step, go to 5, get a draw step. I'm on a 2-turn clock. It'll take 3 attacks, but they're in the middle of that turn already. And they could just Murktide Regent, put me on a immediate turn clock. Alright. Ragavan's in. They exiled Dark Depths, bummer. So now they both know I have Dark Depths in my deck, and I don't get to draw it. Didn't have time for it anyway. Painter, I could play Breya's Apprentice, try to block for a turn. They already saw the Dark Depths. I'm not hurting anything by playing stage. Breya's Apprentice. Show me the days. Force, pitching, force. Okay. That also does it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I'm technically at 1, but there's nothing I can do from this position to win the game. Tough beats. That's why Delver's on top. If you're trying to do anything cute, you're trying to do anything different, you stumble at all, you draw a couple 3-drops, you're dead. Thanks for showing up. Braids, Lightning Bolts are all good. Pyrokinesis is a maybe. I don't think I want Fiery Confluence. It is a Wrath, but it's also 4 mana, and there's no way to cheat that. I think the Scroll Dreadnought plan sucks in this matchup. Like, Scroll of Fate being a 3 mana nothing is a really bad deal. Dark Depths and Painter both seem like places I'd rather be. I have room for 1 more card. I could get some Thorns in here or the Trinisphere, but that's way more for combo. Not that it wouldn't be okay here, it's just like, that's not really the job I'm trying to get done. Soul Guide Lantern is fine. Oh, I need the second Ensnaring Bridge for sure. That's what this is for. I think one of these Moon Magi can go. That's another 3-drop that is fine, but they're a deck with Lightning Bolt in it. Or is it Ruin Grinder? Maybe Moon Magus is better than Ruin Grinder. I don't think I'm going to need to grind any Ruins here. And they are the 3-color build. Don't know if that matters, but if I can maneuver the game to a point where I can like Magus and immediately make my land drop of Dark Depths, then they can't remove the Magus. On the play, I have Painter and Grindstone. I'm going to keep this. I wish it had another real land in it. I really don't want to get wastelanded, but here we are. I'm not going to mulligan a hand with this much play to it. Ragavan, you got it. Maybe I'll just draw a mountain. That would be great. I drew a Grindstone instead. How about Lightning Bolt? How's that going to go? What had happened? Would I block a dashed Ragavan? And I think the answer is no, so in that case I will attack. Onder, perfect. That means I'm not getting dashed this turn. Missing the fast mana, the Ancient Tombs and the City of Traders and the Mox Opals out of this build is hurting a lot. Like the strength of this deck is that it does this crazy mana stuff, and we're just not doing that with this build, which I'm not in love with. Another Ragavan. A Braid. Do I like a Braid better than having Grindstone available? No, I'm just going to get Grindstone into play. I'm going to get 2 Grindstones into play. Let's go. That plays into Meltdown a bit, but I think it's okay. It plays around Prismatic Ending by playing into Meltdown. I think I can live in that world. Ending would just have to target Welder. But please don't have Ending. How about that? They exiled another Ragavan to Expressive Iteration. I'm not going to block Ragavan. Goblin Welder's more important. Got my Spirit Guide. Luckily, they can't exile it for mana. That's not how the rules work. They can cast it as a 2/2 if they want. Arrakis, okay. Oh, picking up their Ragavan. That's weird. Why would you do that? Oh, they're just... I don't understand that play or like it or agree with it. They just untapped their Ragavan and it costs them a treasure permanently to do it. And they also now can't protect their Ragavan with their Karakas. Like, what the hell are you doing over there? Okay. I'll abrade your creature since you let me do it. Yeah, okay. I'm not going to attack here. The damage is not what this game is going to be about. I'm going to get this Painter in or I'm not. 3 Ragavans are answered so far. I wish there was an artifact in my graveyard. I'd feel better running Painter out. I have the Pyroblast to fight through a counterspell, but if I play Painter and they just Prismatic Ending it, that's trouble for me. And I don't really think I can name blue with the Painter because that turns on Force of Will. That you can pitch like lands to Force of Will if you name blue. They also might have brought in their own Red Blast as like a level system. Okay. They spent an ending on that. There's no Lion's Eye Diamond or anything that I can rip in this build of the deck. It's just, these are the cards that I have. Oh, they did have the 4th Ragavan. Okay. Sure. You want to pick this one up with Karakas too and replay it? They're playing Ponder this time. They took Ensnaring Bridge, which I will miss. That is a card that is good in the matchup, but at least it wasn't a card that could cast. Though there aren't very many of those in the deck. They did not shuffle their library. Backup Painter is fucking dope. I'm gonna name black. All these Grindstones look so sick as black cards. I love when Magic Online does that. Expressive Iteration. I could Pyroblast this. I'm gonna get a little aggressive here. I can't Pyroblast Swords to Plowshares anyway, but I can Pyroblast the thing that they're gonna use to try to find one. A Brainstorm in response. That has tapped them out of Prismatic Ending mana. They do have 7 cards in their hand right now. They got to put 2 back, so 5 total, but out of a field of 7. Like if they just go land ending out of this or daze, replay the land ending. There's a lot that could go wrong here, but I think that was the pressure point. Plus all of this is with the 2nd Painter waiting in hand. Their thing got countered. You can't dash Ragavan effectively into a Painter Servant. It is a 1/3. They do have the Meltdown for 1. Gets rid of my Grindstones. Sucks, but oh, hello. Do I win now? Please resolve. Ha ha! Scooped it up to the Magus. This Rakdos gold card foil Meltdown looks so fucking sick. Oh my god. I wish real life cards could do that when you played Painter Servant. Just turn into awesome old versions. Or different versions. Yeah, I still think Dreadnought sucks. Fire Confluence, not great. Ruin Grinder, I don't really want to let them draw 7 at any point. Thorn of Amethyst. It's hard to find room for that is the problem. Without the fast mana, like if I could Ancient Tomb that out, that's a different situation, but having to play fair because this deck doesn't actually ramp sucks a lot. Yeah, I think this is the deck that this is still the deck that I think we can present the best game with. This is, I have one of my 2 Spirit Guides, which is my only ramp option. And I have one of my 2 Ensnaring Bridges. I like that. We have now confirmed Meltdown in their deck, which shouldn't be a surprise, but we've seen it for sure. ERC did not mill the card. That's fascinating. Between land, artifact, like milling almost anything will lock you into Delirium next turn. I feel like it had to be a land or just a card that's so good they couldn't say no. Do I want to play around Daze or just get this Engineer into play? I think I want to wait a turn, then I can play Great Furnace, cast Goblin Engineer, because to play around Daze right now would cost me both Spirit Guides, and the result would be I get into play a card that dies the Lightning Bolt. There's a Wasteland. Don't like that. Dash Ragavan, don't like that either. I might just have to commit the Magus of the Moon this turn to play around Wasteland. Oh, they just took a mountain off the top of my deck. The treasure gives them a lot of play around that anyway. Okay, I'm gonna Goblin Engineer. They haven't seen a Spirit Guide yet. It's some small relief. We're gonna get a Grindstone in the graveyard because I have the Painter in my hand already. We might be able to wiggle this into something. Probably not. The mana is going to hurt too much if they just go in on this Wasteland. This game's going to get pretty far out of reach. One interesting thing that's going on here is Goblin Engineer sacrifices the artifact as part of the cost, while Goblin Welder exchanges the 2 artifacts as part of the resolution. So if, like, I mean, obviously they killed my Welder, but if they had removed my, if they had passed the turn, and then I activate Welder right away, stacking Great Furnace and bring back Grindstone, they wouldn't be able to respond by destroying my Great Furnace with Wasteland, but with Welder they could. They took my Lightning Bolt. Kind of wanted that, but at least they already spent a removal spell. Didn't really get anywhere on that one. Ensnaring Bridge is not a playable card right now. Here's Welder again. Or Engineer, whichever one this is. Here's this card. Force Pitching Expressive Iteration. Aggressive, but reasonable. Don't have a Pyroblast for that. They have a Brainstorm. I was already behind. Now their hand's going to be perfect. They milled a Murktide Regent. They don't think that's what this game's about. I guess I have Pyroblast in my deck. And if they can kill me with red cards, milling the creature also gives them Delirium. Probably the right call. Magus of the Moon doesn't even matter anymore because they have a lethal creature in play and Ragavan is red. I can just continue dashing it, continue making treasures, or I can trade off with the Magus, which is like not having a Magus, but I guess the Ragavan's gone in that case. I don't know. We're in bad shape, is what I'm saying. There's the dashed Ragavan. They're leaving up the Wasteland. Sad. They spent a couple turns using Wasteland as colorless mana, leaving up colored sources, but now they're just like, yeah, fuck it, time to waste this guy. And that read is correct. They exiled another basic mountain off top of my deck. I want those. Finally wasted me. Hey, I found another mountain. Get wrecked, nerd. I can play Painter, which can block. Alright, Painter Servant, get in. I'm gonna name black, I guess. I still don't think naming blue is the right call. It's their Red Blast, their Force of Wills. There's a lot not to like there. Like, I need to get my hand down to under 3 cards. I currently have 5. I can get 3 of them out of my hand. Not sure that will be fast enough. A land is probably my best draw. A land or a 1-drop. No, Lightning Bolt's probably my best draw. What am I even saying? Oh, Dead Gone. Yeah, cool. That's a good one. Okay, 1, 2, 3. I'm going to cast Ensnaring Bridge. And then I'm going to Simian Spirit Guide and dead their Ragavan. And now my hand is empty. All right, cool. We're somehow stable. Prismatic Ending breaks this up. Abrade. They're quite a ways away from Meltdown. I also need to draw cards I can deploy moving forward, because if I draw just like an uncastable 3-drop, then they can attack with DRC. They could cast a Murktide Regent, lose Delirium on purpose to start attacking for 1, which would actually be pretty clever. They did not mill the card with Ponder. They must have liked what they found. I don't like when they like things. My best draw is probably Basic Mountain. Just something to get my hand low. Hey, that's the thing I said. Even if they counter this Magus, my Ensnaring Bridge is now at 1. And now that I have 3 lands in play, I can keep it pretty low forever. They kept that Ragavan with the Ponder, and now I have it under the bridge. Oh, they can Prismatic Ending if they have it. All right. Oh, no, they can't, because I have Magus. Get wrecked. Wow, are we stable? What's going on here? Why does this suddenly feel like we're stable? I think Welder is the more important card to have in play than Magus at this point. Because if they mess with my Ensnaring Bridge, I can flip it into something else. I can also do tricks like end step, weld my Ensnaring Bridge into Great Furnace, and then have an extra mana on my turn, then weld it back to Ensnaring Bridge before they get to attack. Like right now I'm holding up Pyroblast, which might not be obvious at first glance. I'm not actually going to make that play just yet, but it is available to me. Just saying. Oh. Do I want to fire them and start going sideways? Or is this Pyrokinesis too good? Or Pyroblast too good? I'm going for it. Spread the 4 damage around. Get them out of here. All your creatures. They're gone. Put them away. I guess I shouldn't have done that. What the hell am I doing? There's an Ensnaring Bridge. Okay, good. I got a Force Will out of them for that. I guess I would have welded my Ensnaring Bridge into Grindstone and started attacking if that had resolved. Played another Mountain. Uh-oh, they're tapping 4 mana. Meltdown for 3. So they get to mill 1. I think I want to weld Ensnaring Bridge into Grindstone and then grind myself just to put some potential extra artifacts in the graveyard to feed with Welder later. Don't really want to weld them because they are a Murktide Regent deck. My plan here is to trade one of the Magi for Ragavan, take 3 from DRC, and draw any artifact to get my bridge back into play. And grind myself. What? Grinded Mountain, Abrade. Abrade would have been fine, but the Mountain would have been pretty bad. I will trade one of them for Ragavan. Can't let them get ahead on treasures. All right, deck. Time for any artifact. That's not an artifact. That's a Mountain. Well, guess I should attack for 2 and hope they don't have a Lightning Bolt or a Ragavan. I'm at 1. Life is pain. Come on, deck. How about an artifact? That's an artifact. How'd we do? Does it resolve? You have Force Blue card. Please don't. Okay, I'm going to paint everything black. And then I'm not going to attack because I don't want to lose to a Dash Ragavan. Go to their turn. And I'm going to weld Painter into Ensnaring Bridge right now. This is before they've drawn for the turn. Lose to Removal Spell, lose to Lightning Bolt. Obviously, I'm at 1. They still can't Prismatic Ending because of the Magus. It looks like I'm getting another turn. We're back in here. All right, well, there's Dark Depths. If my Magus ever dies, the game is over. Now I think it's time to start doing Welder stuff pretty aggressively. Being dead to Lightning Bolt or Gut Shot or whatever at any point is not something I can abide by. I can put them to dead this turn, end step Weld Bridge into Grindstone, then grind in response, Weld Grindstone into Painter. I can mill them out this turn cycle if they have nothing. That is all in AF though, but I think it's what I got. Like that line, or I was about to say that line loses a lightning bolt, but I'm literally dead to lightning bolt. I can't play around it, so I might as well just make my play. Okay, they're passing the turn. Weld bridge into grindstone. Graveyard hate beats this, like surgical extraction. Oh no, they packed it up. We did it. Wow. Stabilized at 1. I thought we were losing that game for basically the entirety of that game. That Dead Gone showed up just in time to blunt their offense the turn that it had to. Like, literally one more point of damage, we lose. That was awesome. On to the next round. We're about halfway through the video, so let me just remind you that if you like this deck and you want to try it out, you can use the code BoshNRoll to support the channel while you shop for cards at tcgplayer.com, and you can play any deck anytime with cardhoarder.com loan account on Magic Online. These links are in the video description below. Now back to the league. I'm on the play in round 3, and I have the complete Arnold Palmer situation. I have like half of every combo, except for Dark Depths, which I have both halves, so I'm in. I'm going to run out Great Furnace and just hope they're not a Wasteland deck. Like, even if they are a Wasteland deck, I'd prefer Great Furnace to Thespian Stage getting wasted, I think. And if they're a blue deck, Pyroblast holding up here is something. Bang. Cast a blue card, I'm going to take it. Look at us playing against Izzet Delver again. Jesus. I normally like Eternal Weekend, but if the leagues are just going to be as try-hard as possible for a week, I'm bummed out. That was a hyper-aggressive Daze. You'll love to see it, because that's not really what my plan is. Going in on the Painter here. Like, I'm just... This feels really good, actually. Like, the slam a thing, slam a thing, slam a thing, you're dead. They spent a Daze to protect their Delver. They're going to have to respect this Painter. I'm going to put Magus of the Moon on the stack next turn, and then, whether they answered or not, Merit just coming down the turn after that. Force pitching Daze, okay. I guess Wasteland messes me up, but I have a pretty good curve otherwise. Gut Shot was revealed, okay. Damn it, of course they had the Wasteland. It's fine, it's fine. Your life total is a resource. Their hand has 4 cards, 2 of them are Volcanic Island and Gut Shot. Oh yeah. Fuck your Delver. I don't have a 3rd mana source right now, so I am going to need to find that eventually. Or immediately, you know. I think I actually want to lead on Scroll. Because if they do have Daze, I would prefer this card get dazed to the Magus, and I can just manifest the Magus anyway. And Lightning Bolt will kill Magus of the Moon regardless in this situation, whether it's face up or face down. So if I can sneak it in when they don't have mana, or in an uncounterable fashion, both of those are interesting to me. It's Daddy Mercs. 5/5 creature. That's cute. Okay, there's your 5/5 creature. I'm going to manifest my Magus as a 2/2. And then I'm just going to make Merit Lage in the main phase. Bang. Copy Dark Depths. Keep the copy. Merit Lage is here. Nice 5/5 sucker. If they have Brazen Borrower in their deck, that's like the one thing they could reasonably have. Most builds of Izzet Delver right now can't beat a Merit Lage game 1. Like, wasting the Dark Depths or the stage is how they keep this from happening. EI for Scalding Tarn. I'm going to manifest another creature. Turn my Scroll of Fate into a 2/2. They're going to have to chump with Murktide, take 4. Even if they do have Brazen Borrower, they're still under the gun from all of this like relentless stream of 2/2s. Every card in my deck is a 2/2 at this point. Yeah, there is the chump block we expected. And I think just Soul Guide Lantern is better as a 2/2 than it is as a Soul Guide Lantern, though I don't think I'm going to need either. Brainstorm. Alright, they're certainly playing like they have outs. Brainstorm, fetch. Okay. If they Gut Shot, they can Murktide here. Alright, they're going to chump block again with Dragon's Rage Channeler. I imagine they shuffled away that Gut Shot. That can't really be part of their plan anymore. But the 2/2s continue rolling. Attack with all my creatures. They take another 6, lose another creature. Lightning bolting the Scroll of Fate one. Sure. They take 4 instead of 6. It's all good. Relentless crushing. Grind, grind, grind. They're dashing Ragavan. Do I care about that? Do I block it? Is there anything in my deck that can kill a Merit Lage? Right, I'm just going to manifest and block. I'm ahead here. I don't need to give them any window to pull out. All right, they've seen enough. Merit Lage, too good. It's time to board the same way again, because we're playing against Izzet Delver again. Removal, Ensnaring Bridge are in. Even though Scroll was pretty solid that game, I still think it's not really where I want to be in this matchup. And the Dreadnoughts can go too. And though my opponent is blue-red, like all the way blue-red, which is... Magus of the Moon is so much worse than against Jeskai there. And it's still part of the plan because of the Dark Depths, but Magus is really not a very good card. Do I want the Thorns in this matchup? Is Thorn better than Magus? I mean, they have a lot of creatures, and Ragavan is pretty good at getting ahead of Thorn. I don't think I want Trinisphere. Yeah, I think I just want my removal spells. And Magus, again, still part of the Dark Depths package, so can't just cut it entirely. I'm in for this setup, though. My hand has Lightning Bolt and half of the various combos in it. I'm going to keep this. It's resistant to Wasteland. I do have a bunch of mana. I have some interaction. Like, this hand is okay. I'm in. Cool. I'm going to Lightning Bolt this thing, or am I going to wait? I think I'm going to wait. If they dash Ragavan, I'd rather kill that, because the treasures matter a lot in this matchup. And them getting the extra Surveil, that was always, you know, part of the deal, regrettably. I'm going to let Ponder resolve. I don't want them to know I can kill their creature when they resolve Ponder. Like, they just milled a threat. If I can keep them threat light, that's a good situation for me. What I have to be careful of, though, is if they play a fetch land, I can't dead the DRC anymore, because if they go fetch Brainstorm, then that's 4 card types. I can bolt right now, though. They made their land drop already. Daze is actually going to cost them a land. Kazul's Fury, dope. Might actually get to fling something at something else. I'm going to sit the Grindstone in play, let my opponent know they're on notice. I wanted to cast Lightning Bolt first because Gone can also answer Murktide Regent, which Lightning Bolt can't. Ponder's cool. I can run Thespian Stage out next turn. If they waste it, I can copy a Basic Mountain, and I'm good. I could even just play it, copy Basic Mountain in my main phase, so we don't even have to play that cat and mouse game. Well, the Spirit Guide could also turn itself into a card there, where if I like cast Dead and they think I don't have the mana to copy, Spirit Guide can then copy. There's some games going on here. They did not shuffle their Ponder, and they did not do anything with their mana. Weird. Just sit this Thespian Stage and play. Let them think about it. So they kept their Ponder, didn't play any cards on 2 mana, and then shuffled away the rest of the cards. They found one thing they liked in that Ponder, and my instinct says it's a reactive card. Oh, there's the Wasteland. Please fire it off. Go for it. Go for it. Go for it. They know how this works. Damn. Okay. I will just keep making land drops then. Bobble's fine. Bobbled me. They know my secrets. Caracas. Okay, that answers Merit Lage. They're not going to lose to Merit Lage. They have Wasteland and Caracas just chilling. You're saying I gotta win with Painter. You can start slow grinding them, which isn't like really a plan. It's just a thing you can do. And the Spirit Guide at this point, like if I grindstone them, they might see that I don't have mana up to stage. Yeah, I'm going to start slow grinding them. It might feed their Murktide, or it might kill them eventually. We'll find out together. Or I guess I shouldn't have tapped Thespian Stage. They can go after the tapped one. Alright. Got away with it. Keep making land drops. Yeah, they don't seem in a hurry to wasteland me. I have 2 answers to Murktide Regent in my hand. So the slow grind doesn't feel as bad as it normally would. Sometimes you'd want to grind yourself, but I don't have a Welder available, and I suspect their hand is full of answers at this point. Okay, Murktide Regent is on the stack. 1, 2, 3, 4 mana available. I guess Pyroblast is the play. Or, no, I'm going to let it resolve. I'm going to try to Gone it, because I want it dead, and if they're going to fight over it, I prefer they fight over Gone. I guess they don't have to fight over Gone. because I'm slow grinding them, which I'm going to keep doing because I'm an idiot. All right, I milled a Murktide. 2 down, 1 in hand. Okay, there we go. I bought the time I needed. This Murktide's just going to be a 3-3. I could go for the Abrade. That's so sick. I mean, maybe I'm supposed to Pyroblast anyway. Yeah, I think I'm supposed to Pyroblast anyway because I can Abrade their other creatures, but I can't necessarily Pyroblast all their other creatures. Nice. Alright, that's dead. Slow grind continues. Got rid of an Abrade and a Hydroblast. Cool. Snaring Bridge, interesting. I don't think I'm in a hurry to deploy that, though. Yeah, it's fine. Let's put it into play, see what they got. Start testing answers. I'm going to keep the Kazul's Fury in hand. I just feel like a Fling's going to be better than a tapped land at this point. I already have 6 lands in play. Worst case scenario, if they do get a creature through my Abrade and my Pyroblast, I could like cast Spirit Guide and fling it. This feels like a meltdown to me. Yep. Alright. This time, I am going to mill myself. Just juice up that graveyard, because I'm going to need a second wave now. Took out one of my lands with it. That is how that works. Oh, Ruin Grinder. Bummer. That would have been so sick. Okay. Now I am going to cast, or play the Tapped Fury. Now I have a reason to want 6 mana in play. With the Spirit Guide, I can cast this through Force of Will next turn. If I draw another land, I can get it through Daze as well. Expressive Iteration. I don't think this is the fight. They already have 6 cards in their hand. There's 1 Murktide Regent left in their deck. Ruin Grinder is so funny. Oh, I can Mountain Cycle this too. I forgot about that. So I think that casting it is pretty close to being on the menu. They fetch shocked another blue source into play. Ragavan. Okay. The Caracas makes this slightly unfortunate. I think I just have to take a hit from this thing. Yeah, the Abrade is not going to do what I need it to do here. They exiled a mountain, don't care. I'm going to copy Caracas in their end step. Their Wasteland is good here, but if they don't waste right away, I can copy Mountain later. Also, if they use their Wasteland on this, then that threatens Merit Lage, though I guess they're not that threatened by Merit Lage because they have Caracas in play. Alright. Awkward. Engineer, what's up? Okay. That's a good card. Goblin Engineer, put it on the stack. Rhinestone's in the graveyard. Bridge is in the graveyard. Painter is the missing piece of this puzzle. Let's get Painter in there. And then pass the turn. Fetching a Steam Vents, shock it in the end step. I guess they do have 7 cards in hand. Just like anything here. Okay. That's countered. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 mana. Not that much. Brainstorm, shit. That's a really good Brainstorm. I think they have ground their way out of this game at this point. The Ragavan plus Caracas combo is going to get to work in a significant way. Just going to have to take this hit again. If they don't play Wasteland, I'm going to try to copy Caracas again. Ooh, that's actually interesting. They probably do want to cast that. Yeah. Bummer, but sick. Damn it. And they had a Wasteland. Bobbled me. They can turn their own treasures into more baubles, so Ragavan basically draws 2 cards now when they play it. Ugh. Great Furnace. Do I just have to slam my Ruin Grinder into play? Is that how this game works? And letting my Delver opponent draw 7 doesn't sound great either. But here's this card. I can Pyroblast to protect it. It's not a legend. Ugh. Oh, Exile Spirit Guide, I'll pay for that. They can hardcast Force. Yeah, they have so many things they could do here. Alright, bummer. Ragavan took control of this game. They immediately wasted my Thespian Stage while it was tapped. Interesting. I guess that makes sense. They took a mountain with Ragavan. Played another fetch land. Do they even have fetchables left in the deck? I'm not sure. I'm not convinced. Do I play Dark Depths? No, I think I wait until I draw a Magus. I could start slow depthing. That's not very good though. I think I have to abrade the Welder. That thing is going to beat me eventually. Just drawing 2 cards a turn and keeping my combo from ever functioning. That's not the game. They did bobble wrong, so the bobble, they're going to draw... Oh wait, no they didn't. They're fine. They're good. Dash Ragavan. Continue taking cards from me. Took another mountain. Didn't want that. Perfect. Thanks, Ragavan. Alright, I'll run out Dark Depths. This is the one they know about. They don't know about the other one. They saw this one off their first bobble, I think. At least if memory serves. That's what's going on. Rag's back. I only play 3 Thespian stages, so 2 of them are already gone. Not a lot of high hopes. Oh god, Breya's Apprentice. That's a really good card for them to have. They just have 4 treasures laying around. They can turn them into extra cards with Breya. Jeez. Why is my deck so good? And why did they get to cast it and not me? Right, we do what we can here. Take a counter off Dark Depths. Tick-tock. Grindstone. They do only have 20 cards in their deck. Let the slow grind continue. Though I am pretty close to dead. Breya's Apprentice will represent a lot of damage very quickly. So now I am at least threatening Painter off the top to win the game. Has to come off the top though, because I am taking 5 here. Found Pyroblast. That's not going to help them. Lightning Bolt. Okay. You're just bolting me to death. Grind you in response. Show you who's boss. Okay. I got them down to 15 cards in their deck. It's like 3/4 of their life. It's like getting an opponent to 5. Okay, game 3. That turned into a crazy grind fest. I don't think that's necessarily like indicative of how it's going to keep going. Like the Ragavan plus Caracas was serious business. And maybe Dreadnought is good in this world. Like they had Meltdown. Yeah, the Wastelands and Caracas do check the Merit Lage pretty well. But really, like, the fact that Thorn of Amethyst doesn't interact with Ragavan is a problem. I could bring in Pithing Needle and name Wasteland or Caracas, but that just gets swept up in the Meltdown with everything else. I think I'm just going back in with the same deck. Let's do it. I think that game got weird, but even when it was weird, I was favored for a while until they needed both Wastelands and Caracas to really pull ahead. And then they also hit some good cards off of Ragavan. I don't know, that one was close. Closer than it may seem at the end. Like there was probably like 3 or 4 turns before the game actually ended. It wasn't close anymore and they were just winning. But there were decisions made on the play. This one is not great. I'm gonna mulligan this. Okay, here we go. Keep the hell out of this hand. And I think Spirit Guide is the one I don't want. If I draw exactly Dark Depths, I'm going to wish that I had still had Spirit Guide. But in the meantime, I am doing stuff up the curve. Ooh, no play. I like that. I'm not going to attack. I don't want to give them a free window to dash Ragavan. Alright, they had Bolt anyway. All good. Right, Ponder is good. That means they're not dashing Ragavan right now. They did not shuffle their deck. Okay. If they want to dash Ragavan, they can. I'm going to take this opportunity to play around Wasteland, my main phase. And I'm not jamming my Breya's Apprentice into Daze. That card rules. Not giving them a 1-for-1. They're fetching. They're not on Murktide mana. The 2 mana plays in their deck are basically Dash Ragavan and Murktide. Yeah, there's the dash. Maybe they'll just take a basic mountain, and I don't have to be too worried about it. That would be great. They took a Dark Depths, so that's 1 down, regrettably. That would have been a really good draw here. I play 3 Depths, 3 Stage, so there's 2 left in the deck. Still get to play around Wasteland. Here's Apprentice. Unless they have Hydroblast, unless they have some sort of specific sideboard card, this is going to get a 2-for-1. Alright, they had the Hydroblast. Fucking Ragavan, man. There's Rag. I'm gonna dead it. This gets dazed, but they've already made their land drop. It's not a freebie. Ooh, Force of Will. That was aggressive. Force pitching Brainstorm. I don't know that I would have made that play, but okay. They took another Dark Depths. Come on, there's only one left. That's my plan to win this game. Don't you know that? Leave them there. 2 for 2 on Ragavan stealing Dark Depths. Okay. Goblin Engineer is a good one. Play Stage and Engineer. Yes, put something in the graveyard. Ray's Apprentice is already there. Ensnaring Bridge is a good one. I can't get back Ruin Grinder with this card, so that's not on the menu. Soul Guide Lantern's not bad. I think I want Ensnaring Bridge, though. I can hold up a Braid for the Ragavan, or I can play around Wasteland and copy another basic mountain right now. I think I'm going to hold up a Braid. Okay, now I'm definitely holding up a Braid. They were willing to force pitch Brainstorm on this like medium stable board last turn to protect their Ragavan. It must be important to them. Oh, that's a strong pivot. I bet that was their draw for the turn. Caracas. So now they can protect their Ragavan. Jesus. Find that right when they need it, huh? Okay. Alright, well. I'm getting hit by Ragavan. Nothing I can really do about it. Oh, good. They got my Soul Guide Lantern. But they passed priority. They didn't play it. Well played. Good. I need my graveyard. That was a terrible one-up for them to hit, but luckily we got through it. Now I have a Caracas. If they waste my Caracas, I can turn it into a basic mountain. I still get hit by Ragavan, but at least we're working towards something resembling stability at that point. Oh, they have 2 wastelands. Great. Well, it's going to cost them both if they want to do this. And then I have another stage just over here anyway. Okay, sure. This is a complete nightmare. I'm not going to lie. Like, this Ragavan Caracas thing just shutting me down this hard is preposterous. I'm saving Pyroblast from Murktide Regent. That only has 1 target, as far as I'm concerned. And I'm not going to spew off in a Braid just for them to pick up the card. I'll take my medicine and hope they keep missing. Exiled Great Furnace. That's fine. I didn't want to draw that. Painter. Are you good? I can paint everything blue and destroy Caracas. Or a counter. Alright. I'm going to paint everything blue. We're going for it. This can be risky, but I'm in. I'm holding up Pyroblast now. Painter can just block Ragavan. I hope they didn't board in their Red Blasts. Brainstorm, okay. Fetching. Onder. Alright, now they're just cantripping. Trying to change the pace of this game. I can Pyroblast anything. You can always Pyroblast anything, but I can Pyroblast anything effectively at this point. Lightning Bolt. I'm going to counter that. I think this painter is going to be doing a lot, or at least representing a lot. I did just leave my shields down to Murktide Regent, but I think that is just the play that I have anyway. Another mountain. I'll run it out there. Shit, they have the Murktide right away. It's alright. I have Ensnaring Bridge and some more things in my deck. Some more Pyroblasts. Baubles, whatever. Oh, they know what I'm drawing. I hope it's Pyroblast. Or Ensnaring Bridge. I'm going to copy Caracas in the end step. At least get this Ragavan under control. How about Grindstone off the top? Grindstone or Pyroblast, please. Magus of the Moon. That's not where I want to be. Guess I'll still play it, though. Brainstorm in response. This does take them off blue mana. They have to win on mono red. And their Caracas doesn't function anymore. Neither does mine, but whatever. Their attack can put me to 4. Ray's Apprentice is in the graveyard. Okay, Pyroblast, Ensnaring Bridge. Even Dark Depths is good because I can kill my Magus and get a surprise 2020. No, it's not because then they have Caracas. Shit, alright. Dead gone. Okay. I'm gonna upbraid the DRC first. Oh, wait. Oh, yeah, they can't daze because they don't have any islands. Just trying to bait counterspells here. And gone. Did we get there? Ooh, it's in their hand. Okay. Something resembling stability has come onto the battlefield. Not red cards. My worst nemesis. Okay. They didn't actually have a red card. Oh. Is the game over? Zapia. Oh yeah, their deck's in the graveyard. That was a miraculous series of top decks. We predicted the life total just long enough to combo them out. That's why you put a combo in your deck. That was awesome. GG's opponent. I'm on the draw against Winged Hussar, a person who has won multiple large tournaments lately with Blue Red Delver. Fucking Eternal Weekend. I'm going to keep this hand. This is the first appearance of Phyrexian Dreadnought. Misty Rainforest confirmed. Volcanic Island confirmed. Ragavan confirmed. Are we having fun yet? Is this a good time? Goblin Welder, get in there. Block that Ragavan. Show him who's in charge. And I will block this Ragavan if I'm given the opportunity. Which would surprise me against the deck full of Lightning Bolts and Gut Shots. That was interesting. Fetched before the Ponder. Do they already have a card that they want to cast? I don't know. I'm not sure that I would have fetched before pondering, but I guess maybe it also doesn't matter. Interesting. Oh, they took one of my grindstones. Get out of here. If they play that, I actually can't play Painter ever, because then they can just grind me. Yep. They're on the correct level of that. Yeah, it would be great to put this Painter into play. Great. Nice. I hate my life. Ragavan is bullshit. It was really nice of Wizards of the Coast to not ban anything before Eternal Weekend, so we get to do this. I have, for the first time... Okay. Well, anyway, I was saying, I have for the first time in my life decided not to play all of the events at Eternal Weekend. I'm just off it. I'm going to play all the vintage events. I'm only going to play one of the legacy events. And even that is like, maybe I will, maybe I won't. But knowing me, I will. I need to make content, but definitely it was meh. Delver of Secrets is in play. Scroll of Fate. I can put Phyrexian Dreadnought into play, but I'm already dead. So yeah, great. At least we died in a funny way. Like Ragavan just taking Grindstone and then Painter on back-to-back turns is pretty funny. Well, we've seen this sideboard plan before. Should I board like it's the mirror because they're just going to take my best cards? Oh, all the removals in. The Dreadnought package and the Magus are out. Here is my deck. I am going to keep... Do I want this hand? It's interactive. I can jump in front of a Daze with Spirit Guide if I need to. I think I have to commit Kazul's Fury as a land. It plays around Wasteland long term, but it is my third land short term. And I think that that's going to be a better use of that card than actually trying to fling anything. And if I just play Fury and they play Wasteland, it's like, we'll just play turn 1 over again. Not a big deal. But it hurts a lot on turn 3 when I need it to be untapped. My Kazul Cliff's in play. Bloodstained Mire is not Wasteland. I would almost prefer Wasteland to Ragavan. I'm going to engineer. I think this is... I need to advance my own plan before I worry about slowing down theirs. And do I want... I think I want Breya's Apprentice, actually. Yeah, that one's exciting. If I do end up getting to weld something in and out of play, Breya's Apprentice is the one that really gums up the works. I could also just block. Or I could let them have a poke. Is blocking the play? I don't think so. I'm going to let Ragavan have a poke. And they found Grindstone. We're just doing that again, huh? You're the Grindstone deck. I'm just here to observe. Pluto Delta. That's not a Wasteland. DRC. Then Grindstone can trigger DRC. Kept the card on top with Surveil. That's scary. How about an artifact I can cast? Oh, not bad. Okay. Soul Guide Lantern, go. They can just Lightning Bolt in response. But I hope they don't have it. Hydroblast. Shit. Okay. Well, that happens. Soul Guide Lantern's still on this deck, though. Soul Guide Lantern can exile the Hydroblast, that is the different card type. I think I gotta kill Ragavan. Yeah, I'm just gonna roast Ragavan. I have Soul Guide Lantern that can nuke the graveyard if necessary. I'd rather draw a card off it, but we'll see where this goes. They have protected the top card of their deck pretty well. Brainstorm. Brainstorm into Fetchland does cast Murktide Regent, so I have to watch out for Fetchland. Murktide's pretty small, but that doesn't matter. Like, a 4/4 is still bigger than everything I'm doing. And also Grindstone targeting themselves for all sorts of value over the course of this game. It's messed up. Dark Depths, are you good? I'm not sure. I think I want to draw a card here. Their graveyard is a resource, but I do need to do stuff also. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I can cast Ruin Grinder next turn. I think that's better than casting Spirit Guide now. Delver flipped Lightning Bolt. Here comes these jerks. They have Lightning Bolt in hand. Goblin Engineer. Okay, well, I know that's not going to work. I'm going to shove this straight into Daze, but it's my YOLO play for the game. This is what I got to do. We've seen the Lightning Bolt on the Goblin Engineer, so like playing that card doesn't even do anything. I don't even know if they'd counter Ruin Grinder if they could. Like, don't you just like kill this thing and enjoy your 7 cards? But I guess I'm way behind on board, so no, you don't want to refill your opponent who is quickly losing. Oh, we're in there. Hell yeah. DRC has 3 types. It's missing Sorcery and Artifact right now. Grindstone themselves to get Delirium. I didn't do that. Second DRC means let any spell just shreds through the deck, though. But yeah, I knew about the Lightning Bolt, so this can mill 2, any sorcery. Yeah, there it is. Okay, we're dead. What can I even draw here? It's like Kazul's Fury Sack's my thing, but doesn't really matter. Ensnaring Bridge was a draw. Okay, we're dead. I'm pretty sick of Ragavan. Just in the format in general. Like, I'm not tilting off or anything. I just think that the format is done with that card. I'm tired of it. On to the final round. Maybe we'll play against something that's not Is It Delver. I am on the draw in the final round, and my hand sucks. I have half of Thespian Stage, no depths in sight, no inner... Well, Pyroblast is some interaction. Well, Guideland, like, I don't know. This hand is not good. I'm going to mulligan it. Okay, now we got Painter, Grindstone, and stuff to tie it all together. I'm going to keep... I think I sent Spirit Guide to the bottom. It's just doing the same thing as the rest of my cards, but less stable along the way. Opponent is on some sort of Urza Saga deck. Oh god. We're not getting a turn. Alright, they're probably the Turbo Blue deck. The 8-cast thing. Oh, okay, just Chalice on 1. Alright, they're not... I don't think 8-cast is a Chalice deck, but they are some sort of Turbo some shit. Okay, just, yeah, drew another 1-drop. At least it's not Is It Delver. I'm not mad. This is probably a Karn deck. This matchup seems horrendous based on just what we've seen on turn 1 here. Yeah, 8-cast confirmed. Good news is their deck's made of blue cards, and my deck is made to destroy blue cards. However, my card that destroys blue cards costs 1, and they have Chalice of the Void in play. I'm going to go for Engineer. I'm going to Entomb a... what's actually good here? Brea's Apprentice. Scroll of Fate. No, Scroll of Fate's too slow. Those Brea's Apprentice. I can put Grindstone in my graveyard by casting it into Chalice, so I'm good on those. Have a second Painter lined up. Could have Ensnaring Bridge. I don't know. Does 8-cast beat Ensnaring Bridge? We'll find out next turn together. Their Saga's going to pop this turn. If they can also... They could just Pithing Needle, Goblin Engineer. So, alright, yeah, we're in trouble. Does this deck play Needle in its Chalice deck? Probably, because it's still just a Saga Bullet. Okay. Yeah. They did miss their land drop last turn. After drawing a million cards. Alright, they found one. Okay, so Chalice of the Void turns off Goblin Welder. Goblin Engineer's under a Pithing Needle. I got nothing else going on. I need to assemble Dark Depths, basically. Even that is like pretty far behind these thought monitors at this point. Taking my beats. I need to start assembling dark depths. I need like stage or depths ASAP. Okay. Ask and you shall receive, I suppose. I'm going to play the depths and I'm going to play painter. Just get this card into play. In case I find a window to get a grindstone into play. Force pitching Psy. Okay, deal. Being bobbled in the end step. They know what I'm drawing. I hope it's Thespian stage. No plays on their turn. Does that mean their hand is full of Force of Wills, or does it mean their hand is full of 3 drops with their 2 mana? I'm just going to get a grindstone into the graveyard. Have at you. Take 1. Gotcha. I think putting grindstone in the graveyard in case I can remove the needle at some point. Oh, Ancient Tomb is going to end this game. Here come all the 4 drops and 3 drops. Yeah, Psy makes Dark Depths a joke. I guess I still have Kazul's Fury. Gotta play to my outs. Got 2 flings in the deck. This is what they're for. Alright, yeah, they just were holding back artifacts to cash in when they could finally cast the Psy. Alright, Thespian stage right now, Kazul's Fury next turn. Those are the draws. Let's go. A painter. Let's try it. You got another Force of Will. Okay, I'm gonna paint everything black. I don't want to turn on their Force of Wills. Not that it matters. We're actually really close here. I mean, we had Chalice beat here, or we had Pithing Needle beat here, but not both. And in as far as like how little we've done this game, how close we are to... And we're not close in the sense that we are pretty effectively locked out of the game, but close in the sense of like, if this came together a turn earlier before the Pithing Needle showed up, we would have Grindstone in play, or, you know, whatever. If I went first, I would have Grindstone in play. Both of those things are relevant. Okay, I'm dead on board. Let's see what I can come up with right now. And the answer is Basic Mountain, which is not going to win me the game. All right, we're dead. Out of the sideboard. Definitely Trinisphere messes with their deck pretty hard. They don't like Thorn of Amethyst. Do I care about Pithing Needle? I'm not sure. Abrade's great. Fiery Confluence is great. Pyrokinesis. Is that something I'm interested in? Doubt it. I mean, they do have to attack to win the game. I'm not actually sure. Like, there's a giant pile of cards. There's like a turbo artifact mono brown Mystic Forge deck, and then there's a mono blue no BS just draw as many Thoughtcasts as you can deck. And some of them have Karn, some have Urza, some have both, some have Echo of Eon, some don't, and it's just like a giant spectrum of who's doing what. I don't think Ruin Grinder is the play. Like, what I'm trying to spit out is that it's tough to predict exactly what they're doing. I don't think Soul Guide Lantern matters for this matchup. Like, Emery is another thing. Like, are they an Emery deck or are they not? I don't know. Magus of the Moon's probably pretty bad. What is my plan if I do this with the deck? What does Needle do? Needle gets countered by Chalice. That's what Needle does. Confluence. I think I just want to focus on my combos. Like, I'm going to have to cheese this opponent because their deck is just, you know, better than mine. Lightning Bolt doesn't kill Psy. It gets countered by Chalice. It doesn't kill Urza, who may or may not be in the deck. It does kill Thought Monitor after it's already drawn 2 cards. That sounds pretty bad. And maybe I want this to be Ensnaring Bridge. Just if we get to a world where I'm just buying time or wasting time, depending on who you ask. Wasting time favors me eventually. I could bring in Pithing Needle on Urza Saga. That's a good one. What would I cut if I do that? Cut that Ensnaring Bridge back out. All right, no, fuck it. Fuck Urza Saga. The tutor part is the important part anyway. Like, bringing in Ensnaring Bridge is the same thing as bringing in Pithing Needle on Urza Saga for the most part, because they both answer the constructs, but not the tutor. So, and one of them doesn't get countered by Chalice the Void. Okay, I have turn 2 Scroll of Fate. Is that actually good? And isn't doing a lot in between. I'm going to keep this. Scroll of Fate's pretty dope. And I have more importantly, I have half of the Grinder combo, I have half of the Dreadnought combo, and half of the Dark Depths combo. If I find any half of anything else, we're in business. I'm also representing Pyroblast for what that's worth. Not that I think my opponent will play super differently. Like if you have turn 1 Emery, you cast it. Urza Saga. Oh, right. I cut all my Magus of the Moon, which is really good against Urza Saga. Maybe that's something I should consider for game 3. Oh, that's fun. They'll have to counter this. This is force bait all day. Yep. You don't get a choice on that one. Saga's up to 2. What have we been sitting on here? I can't imagine they would just pass the turn without getting at least a construct out of Saga. All right, Needle from hand. No way they named Scroll of Fate. The second Needle from the Saga could do it, though. Stage, Opal. So Opal's on. There's still a mana short. Okay, it would cost them Lotus Petal to make Construct. Doesn't seem like a great deal. Though maybe it is, because you get to untap and make another one. All right. I'm in. They have 1 card left. I think I want them to commit to the Saga thing, and then I juke and get them with Ensnaring Bridge. And I'm just going to do this now. I'll put a Painter face down. Oh, well, that's awkward. Well, I think that's a bug. The chosen color is blue. Great. Well, they know exactly what's under there, if they can also see that. All right, and I am betting pretty hard right now that my deck will produce a mana source for Ensnaring Bridge. Like, they've sort of committed to this line that's all in on the constructs, and I'm hoping I'm able to punish it. Yeah, I don't think I'm supposed to be able to name a card at all if Painter Servant arrives face down, or name a color. I think it's just a 1/3. Oh, good chance I'm playing this league for free at least, and needed that relief. Where's this Bobble? All right, they're going for a redraw over the other possible options. Could just block now. Hope for the best. All right, I'm not going to block now. Let's just draw the land. Mana source. Fuck. Okay. That sucks. Well, I can play the other painter at least, and now I don't have to feel bad about having a painter naming blue that shouldn't be doing that. I'm turning on their forces, but I'm slowing down. I'm also turning on my Pyroblast. Could be important. Oh, they got to see the Ensnaring Bridge out of my hand. That kind of sucks. That was the plan. The whole plan. Another Saga, okay. Sai, come on. Card's really good. Last card in hand was a 0, sure. I'm going to block one of the constructs with the other Scroll of Fate this turn. Put that in face down. Block. Come on, mana source. How about playing the game here? Can I get in? Will you let me in? They saw the Ensnaring Bridge again. My Pyroblast is still a secret. On deck. Mana source. Mana source. Mana source. It's not the worst card I've ever drawn, but it's also not the mana source I was looking for. If I play Welder, okay, that's actually fine. I play Welder, and then I can manifest the Ensnaring Bridge face down, chump block, and then weld it in next turn. We've got a plan. Assuming I get another turn. Come all the jerks. Roll of Fate, manifest, Ensnaring Bridge face down. And then chump block the 2 7/7s. Take one from the other thing. And I should be able to be hellbent with Ensnaring Bridge and play next turn. Unless they can nuke my graveyard right now. Emery, okay. Emery confirmed. They do have that card. And they milled a Thought Monitor. That's kind of scary. Oh. What does this do? Okay, so Scroll of Fate. Manifest the Phyrexian Dreadnought. Pyroblast. Kill. I think I'm most worried about Emery here. Kill Emery. And then weld Painter into Ensnaring Bridge. Kind of awkward that I just came up with the Dreadnought here, but okay. I'm currently doing what I was supposed to do. Let's find out together if it's good enough. And the Scroll of Fate can keep me hellbent forever, unless they have a third Pithing Needle in the deck. They didn't bother making another construct, which is fine. They know they're lethal if they find it. LED, that's scary. It's going to start sacking Thoppies to draw. What's the plan here? Yep. They're sacking lands to draw. That's better. Either spell bomb. Do I care about that? I can get weird with the bridge if I can't get Hellbent. Alright, I can get Hellbent. Good news. Alright, so they can either spell bomb my creature, but then I can turn that creature into just remanifest the creature. And sort of a weird holding pattern at this point. I can slowly kill all their constructs by welding them into Mox Opal. I also weld their Pithing Needle into Mox Opal. And my graveyard is not particularly helpful right now. And I'm going to turn their construct into, I guess, Lotus Petal's worse than Mox Opal, though maybe it's close. Alright, I'll weld one of their constructs into Lotus Petal. Another welder, hell yeah. This game's getting interesting. Just need to find a grindstone. There's a painter hanging out in my graveyard, and I have double welder now. Still no attacks. Turn a construct into a Mox Opal. They can sack 2 artifacts to draw a card in response if they don't want this thing. Yeah, either way. It's removing lethal damage from play, which was my goal the whole time. Deal. Scroll of Fate. Awkward. It's fine though, I can just cast it. They don't actually need mana to do anything right now. Saga, okay. Is it time for me to start? I wonder if this game gets to a point where I can deck them. Like if I can just weld Thought Monitor into Thought Monitor twice a turn and just shred through their deck. Like, do they have a way to win? I don't know. I mean, with 31 cards left in the deck, that's not the plan yet, but it's definitely interesting. Chalice on 1 is pretty strong. Except that I have a million welders in play. Weld construct into Opal. And I'm going to weld the Aether Spellbomb also. It's a card that I don't really want to play. So I think Chalice is worse than all of that. I'll weld Chalice into Lotus Petal. Because Grindstone off the top is one of my win conditions. I should keep drawing to that if I can. A Painter, okay. I guess I have to cast that. Might as well name blue. Like, spells aren't really how this game is going to be won anyway. Not on my end. But Pyroblast might be good. I'm actually going to weld I should weld something into Chalice on 0 right now. That's a good play. Lion's Eye Diamond. I'll weld Lion's Eye Diamond into Chalice right now. They're probably going to want to sack it, because that will fizzle the welder ability. Sack it to side, that is. They're not going to discard their whole hand to float 3, I don't think. So maybe they can. If their hand sucks, like floating 3 here lets you sack 2 artifacts, or sack other artifacts with Sai. I don't know. That's close. Depends entirely on what's in that hand. I'd like to get the Spell Bomb out of play, just so I don't have to think about it, but that one does sack itself to just draw a card cleanly. Alright, they sacked the Chalice to draw a card with Sai. Yeah, that works too. Yeah, I guess the Sai and Welder, it's hard to stick either of us with anything we don't really want right now. If they have a 3rd Pithing Needle, that kind of sucks. If they can needle my Welders, I'm in a lot of trouble, actually. Or needle my Scroll of Fate and then Spellbomb my Welder. That's bad too. Come on, Grindstone. That's not a Grindstone. Is running this land out there helpful, or should I just turn it into a 2/2, a Scroll of Fate? I think it is helpful. It sucks that they know what they do and don't need to play around, but they also... Grindstone is lethal off the top. I have 4 mana now instead of just 3. Okay, they are passing priority. I feel like I should be welding right now. Turn Spellbomb into what? Lion's Eye Diamond? Just floating a mana with Urza Saga there. Can I mess them up any further here? I don't think so. Can I improve my own situation? I could put a 2nd Painter into play, losing one of my scrolls. I don't think I need 2 scrolls here. Or I could put Thorn back into play. That's pretty good. Okay, this is what I've done. If they have a 3rd Pithing Needle, And they have a third pithing needle. Good job. Mox Opal, good. All right, that is not great here. That means they don't have a pithing needle. Thought Monitor doesn't matter, at least not until it draws an out to Ensnaring Bridge, basically. And if I'm careful with my welders, it's going to be hard to remove Ensnaring Bridge because I will weld it away in response to whatever they do to it and then weld it back in immediately. I think decking them with welders is starting to become a real thing. I'm going to copy their Urza Saga, though, with my stage. And then they're going to be on notice for Grindstone. Also on 1, yep, don't care. Copy your Saga. And my Saga goes up to 1. Preya's Apprentice, that's fire. 1, 2, 3. Just draws extra cards, does all sorts of sick stuff. Into it. Can I deny them mana here? Spell Bomb. Yeah, there's like nothing I would rather put into play. Like I could weld away their Seed of the Synod into a different thing, but I don't think that's the play. Oh, they are an Echo of Eons deck. That's a delight. Echo of Eons confirmed. Cool. All right. Resolves. Yeah, let's do this. Oh, that puts all their Pithing Needles back in the deck, though. Okay, I can't cast my Pyroblast because of Thorn. Oh, shit. Shit. I forgot about Ensnaring Bridge. They can attack with all their shit right now. No, I can't get my hand empty. Alright, yeah, I'm just dead. That was the... Yeah, the Ensnaring Bridge was what I missed. I couldn't play around it, but that is the aspect here that I failed to identify. Okay, yep. They get to attack me for lethal here. I guess if I was heads up about that, I could have welded some of their creatures into different things, like non-creatures before the... Did they have non-creatures that I would have been interested in? Yeah, and I can't even get anything into my own graveyard to weld my Thorn away. Alright, yeah. Well played. Yeah, the Echo turning off Bridge was not something that was on my radar. I couldn't have played around it, but it was not on my radar. Okay, we got a good game, an exciting game against not Izzet Delver at the end, and for what it's worth, we did go 2-1 against Izzet Delver, so fuck him. This deck definitely felt like it was spread a little thin. Obviously, when you try to put 3 combos into a deck that generally only plays 1, you tend to lose things around the edges. Like that Painter Mirror that we played, where they just had like Karn and Ancient Tomb, Mox Opal, like that really focused deck. I think that's where you want to be here. As far as what we actually did do, there was never a relevant Dreadnought in play. There was one face down for basically that entire last game we played, but it never mattered because I was hiding behind Ensnaring Bridge the whole time anyway. Grindstone came up. Merit Lage came up. We did that. We never got to fling anything. Bummer. Magus of the Moon was good. Did some cool welder stuff here and there. Never got to ruin grind. I can see how if you play this in enough leagues, you would eventually 5-0. But I would rather be focused on, like, pick a thing. I would rather be a dedicated painter deck with Urza Saga and Karn in it than have Merit Lage some amount of the time. And the Dreadnought is just like WTF, mate. And Scroll of Fate, Dreadnought. That's a lot of deck space that we can open up pretty easily. That's my thoughts on this deck. It was a lot of fun. It's cool that this exists. I'm glad somebody had success with it. And the Legacy format is plentiful and deep, and there are cool things you can do if you look into it. It's rough running a brew during Eternal Weekend prep week because we're going to play a lot of Izzet Delver. But if you can't beat Izzet Delver with your deck, then your deck's not playable. And I guess it's good testing in this like S-tier format where there is one best deck very clearly. Those are my thoughts on this and on the format right now. Heinz, thank you for asking me to play this. This was a lot of fun. Everyone, thanks for watching. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe. Check out the Patreon. Check out YouTube membership. That's the join button under the video. Check out the merch store. All those things are there. And I'll see you next time.